Yo, what is up, everybody? Thank you for the follow, Croca. Thank you for the positivity, Mike. We appreciate it. Neighbor Rooney, I don't know if you're here now. I was not on for the early stream. I was not on. How's everybody doing tonight? Make sure sound is captured well.
Disappointed in
Who do you
Gavin
vote for,
Newsom.
J.D. Vance or Gavin Newsom?
Well, I'd have to vote for Gavin Newsom,
Me
of course,
too.
100%.
I wouldn't blink.
There's no
What
doubt.
about you, Hassan?
I'd probably vote third party.
You would?
He's such a little
Oh yeah.
bitch.
I mean, at that point, it doesn't even matter. Like,
He's
cause
such a little
my
fucking
policy
bitch.
on this is the same as like my refusal to endorse Kamala Harris.
Little whore.
The reason why
Like, again, refusal to endorse Kamala Harris. Wait, so did he or didn't he? Did he vote for her? Did he not vote for her? Oh, who the fuck knows?
did not endorse Kamala Harris was
Who knows?
because she did things that were not only unproductive but also unconscionable. And I still stand on that. I still talk about it all the time because people constantly bring it up. They're like, you didn't sufficiently like promote Kamala Harris. You're the reason why she lost. And I'm like, I am incapable. There is no singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that was real,
You can also tell how much he knows he's full of shit. This is why people like Hassan are not just stupid, but they're fucking evil, right? He knows he's full of shit because notice how he's bouncing between so many different styles of defense, right? So at first, you know, she's done things that are just horrible things that could make him never support her. But also, his support would matter anyway. One thing, and one thing wouldn't change the outcome anyway, right? These are different types of arguments that mean dramatically different things. If you're saying that because you wouldn't venture or you wouldn't offer up both these explanations together, right? Like if somebody were to say like, hey, you know, did you pick your mom up from bingo last night? And you'd be like, well, I don't like when mom gambles. I really didn't want to pick her up. And it's like, are you serious? And you have imagine arguing for like 30 minutes with this person, and then eventually like, also, I don't have a driver's license. I can't even drive. I don't know why you want me to pick her up. And it's like, why the fuck didn't you just say that the first time? Why the fuck would you? That's a totally different type of thing. You know, like why would you offer up, you know, for Hassan to say, well, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Fine, then give that as your answer. But why would you also justify it so that even if it did matter, you would still not vote for her? When people start to bounce between a lot of explanations for a thing, where the multiple explanations are like not mutually exclusive, but like one would be oh fuck, what's the term I'm looking for this? Overdetermined. Like why would you bounce from one answer to the next? It doesn't make any sense unless you're in like a legal filing and you should make like 3 or 4 or 5 different answers in case the judge shoots the first one down or whatever. So stupid.
then it is the most idiotic thing not to listen to my demands. But everybody knows that that's not real, right? If I had this singular force to be able to make Kamala Harris the president, then Kamala Harris should
Also, look at how retarded the fucking answer is here. Like, is that the claim that you, Hassan Piker, on your own, because of you, Kamala lost the election solely, and that's what you're being asked
Oh,
to
what
answer?
up,
Like, it's such a
Elena?
stupid bad faith. It's so dumb.
be coming to me every day and being like, let me do a collab with you, please.
Totally.
Right? That's not the case, of course, and they know it. That's why they didn't do it. But the campaigns are always responsible for whether or not they're able to win the crowds, win the population over, and you know, combat against the couch. Not necessarily even against the Republican Party, but usually you're fighting against the couch. People who just don't go out.
Like, I'm pretty sure even Austin knows how fucking retarded this answer is. That's why he looks like zoned out as fuck. It's so crazy how Hassan can like mutter so much shit and like it's just so retarded. He just like it's so obviously stupid.
Vote. And for me, the way I see it is if the Democratic establishment makes this decision one more time, just as they did with Hillary Clinton,
Yep.
just as they did with Kamala Harris, and in some ways, just as they did with Joe Biden as well, which led to Trump too, then they just don't care. And there's not much I can do.
Let me
beyond
tell you
that.
something. I agree with everything you say, but as a person who lived in a red state for 50 years, I would
Also, this is another thing. This is also why you just shouldn't talk to these people, like Hassan. Or you can talk to them, but like it has to be they're outsiders. Like they have this weird ability to creep in as though they're on your team and then to give criticism. They're not. They're like doppelgangers, like creatures that impersonate a friend and jump into a friend group and start suggesting you do a bunch of shit that ends up getting you all killed, right? Because they're horror monsters. That's all they're there for. Hassan's not on your team, bro. Don't make all these concessions to these people that don't have your best interest at heart. Like Hassan has said and made it pretty clear multiple times, there's no support for the Democratic Party. He didn't want Mamdani to do things that were good for the Democratic Party. He wants to use it to eat it from the inside like a cancer to grow the socialist movement. These people are not on your team. So don't sit here and throw your whole party to the bus. Oh, I agree. The Democrats are bad. They're horrible. They do fuck up all the time. They do these terrible things. Blah, 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 blah. But, like, you don't need to do that. There's no, you're not getting any virtue for this.
crawl through
I
10 feet
get-
of concrete to vote for Gavin Newsom, even though I think he's duplicitous,
Like-
a hypocrite, a
like,
thirst
really?
trap, hungry for power, all of the things that you say, and harms the Democratic Party and sets the psychological soil to be more
Nah.
prey to
Like, that's-
fascism. All of that I agree
why?
with. But there are so many young, queer, black, brown, marginalized people in red states. And even though this corporate Democrat is, you see it in a long-term game. In the short-term game, a President Newsom over a President J.D. Vance.
Apparently Hassan was losing his fucking mind today. On stream. Fuck. I don't have time to go over all of this, but...
Few people that does. You're yelling at one of the few people that does give a fuck about trans people in general, okay? That's all you're doing.
Yo, what up,
Democrats
Anthrax?
don't
Thanks
give
for
a
dropping
fuck about you.
by.
They would literally shoot you in the fucking head if it meant that they would be able to secure additional electoral wins. Shut the fuck up. You're yelling at
Might just have to watch a stream today.
Talk about it all the time. Still
Or the stream he did today. We'll probably watch it tomorrow. Oh, fuck. Maybe not, actually.
stand on that. I still talk about it all the time because people constantly bring it up. They're like, you didn't sufficiently like promote Kamala Harris. You're the reason why she lost. And I'm like, I am incapable. There is no singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that was real, then
See ya.
it is the most idiotic thing not.
Wait, it is this, it's that thinking that makes people lose. No? I mean, I disagree with that well, hold on.
Capable of making or urgently like promote Kamala Harris. You're the reason why she lost. And I'm like, I am incapable. There is no singular force in this country that is capable of making or breaking an election. And if that
That's incorrect then. That's incorrect. Chat. Hold on.
It's so retarded.
Okay, I'm about
Like, it's hard enough to convince people that, like, hey, voting matters. And it's like, not only does your vote not matter, even one of the largest influencers on the planet doesn't matter. Really, fucking nothing matters, I guess. LOL.
choose my words kind of broadly, right? Do you think that the idea, the Baron
welcome
Trump,
to the jungle.
like Aiden Stream,
Here comes the most
do you think that was like a victory lap? Like they would
These
always
kids, every time
won?
I hear
And
these
it-
dumb fucks speak,
I
both
mean,
at once, just
they
instant
were
drop that.
going
I
for
know.
every possible corner
Did you
they
see
could
this
take.
clip? Did you see this clip that we're watching, Anthrax? Basically, they're talking here and they're like, if Newsom gets the nomination, would you vote for him? Right? The one lady says absolutely, like, yeah, in a second. And then Hassan, yeah, and then Hassan is like, I'd probably vote third party. It's time to just stop pretending these people are Democrats. Like, give them their own third party. Kick them out. We don't want them anymore. They're a problem. They don't help us at all. Why are we trying to form a coalition with these people that are actively against any coalition building? It just doesn't make sense. Let them tread water in a fucking third party. There's just no point. They can have Pisco too. Look, at least Pisco is all on board with coalition building, even if he's a little too open to some more extreme sides of the left. Like Hassan has no interest in coalition building. Hassan is very much, my way or fuck you. Yeah, no, true. I mean, like, fuck Pisco as well, but yeah, I'd take him over the others. Not my first choice either. 100%.
Get from. It absolutely was not. It absolutely was not decided yet. It was absolutely not a victory lap. They went to all of the corners that they could find, and to campaign and to gather some votes. Let's be honest. Every single bit helps. And if you dismiss one thing as, you cannot. There's no force that can make it. Well, when somebody gets locked in and gets all the spots, that's how they win.
That was real. Then it is the.
So why is he mad at the Aiden, and why is he mad that I was on the stream then? He says that they helped. If then they can help, then that's contradictory. Hold on. Well, I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be weird, but he was mad last time. He said, oh yeah, help, but then he just said that nothing can help. So which one is it?
Shapeshifter there. Really makes you think, doesn't it? Really jogs the nog, huh?
In the pedophile sex cult, like this one is literally in the pedophile sex cult of Destiny. I know for a fact, right? I've seen this guy before.
I feel Jay did. Is he? Is this a DGGer? Have I ever talked to this guy or interacted? Have I even seen this guy's content before?
But like all they do is talk about how I am not really a Democrat. I am not a part of the Democratic Party.
Correct.
Whether you like it or not, we're in it together, big dog.
We're
if
not.
You fucking hate the Republicans.
You don't.
I don't think you do. Let's be real. Then you need to shut the fuck up and listen to what we're saying. Okay?
No, because you're not. You don't give a fuck about beating
The whole
them.
goal of pushing the Hasanabi actually hates the Dem party is to isolate you from influencing anything the Dems do to put himself in a position to be paid by the Dems. Yeah, but it's not going to fucking work because I still talk to the Democrats. You want to know why? Because adult Democrats under fucking stand that there is a massive audience of voters here. And not only is there a massive audience of...
Wait, I thought in that clip you were saying that it wouldn't matter anyway. So now you matter so much that you have to have their attention? But before it didn't matter at all? Or what? I don't know. Can somebody help me? I don't understand what it is.
Fucking voters here. But also, we're right. Like, our advocacy is correct. It's not just like a fucking... a difference in opinion here. Like, there are a lot of fucking people who are mad. Yeah, I'm not a party loyalist at all. The only thing I care about is advancing an agenda that helps the working class. That's it. An agenda that will destroy the Republican Party. I hate the Republican Party.
Right.
Okay? I hate the Republican Party. I don't want to concede to the Republicans on policy. I don't like the closeness of a lot of establishment Dems to the Republicans. You literally just have to point them to Zoran to see what you want a Democrat and how you supported them from the beginning. Exactly, but it
Jim, bro, the mayor of New York City. What about the mayor of New York City?
doesn't matter. They're literally like, no, we love Zoran more than you now.
We do. We probably do.
And the problem is half of these fucking Twitter squirrel going after Hassan and these chorus givers is so frustrating. Stop bringing up Twitter squirrel, okay? Utterly irrelevant in the fucking grand scheme of things.
Oh, no. Another ally that he promoted the fuck out of because they were willing to shit on me that he now says is totally irrelevant? Ah, Bad Empanada 4.0, 5.0? How many times has he done this with people? Good one.
Please. I'm not going to have a conversation about the Twitter squirrel, please. Okay? The third way liberals are fighting back in the UK too. They're using bots aggressively as a desperate dying act of a corrupt cabal. I don't understand.
What don't you understand, little bro?
Like, I don't understand. I mean, I do understand it to a certain
Oh,
degree, but
you
it's
do?
just like
You don't? You
unimaginably
do?
frustrating to have to fucking deal with this. But I guess we have to deal with it. We have to push back on this stuff. And we have to communicate to these people that, like, their way is dead. Okay? Their way is fucking dead. By the way, dude, are you leaving for Canada tonight for brief personal news? No, I'm not even doing personal news. Fuck it. There is no personal news to be had. I worked out this morning and I'm fucking angry. Okay? I'm also working
Yeah,
on
it's
going
so
to
dead
Cuba.
that you guys barely
Kaya
ever
for
win
walk,
any
right?
fucking elections.
Wait, I thought you couldn't go to Cuba. I thought the
And
government
when
was
you
going to
do, it's only
stop
in
you or
deep
something.
blue
I
No?
said last
districts.
month, and I'm saying it this month, that we need to start
Fucking
treating
loser.
leftists like Hassan Piker and his followers the same way we treat their MAGA counterparts.
True.
Centrists would rather lose every election than stop punching left, and you wonder why we hate you. You hoes have been enabling evil since Reagan. Okay, dude.
Liking all the replies of his fans. Holy shit.
Fuck Dearborn. All my homies hate Dearborn. Your mom is a hoe. Your opinion has no value. Read the GIF. You're an idiot. Exactly. Hey, man, real quick. Who ran as a third-party candidate in New York City mayoral race? The Dem endorsed candidate or the Hassan endorsed one?
The Hassan. Oh, that's Mamdani. Was the Hassan endorsed candidate.
More context to what you actually said than the clip that's spreading.
Enthusiastically crawl through 10 feet of concrete for all of the marginalized people.
Do you feel like the Democrats know that, and that's why they get away with their ineptitude?
100%.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Hi,
So
this
I'm like,
lady.
I don't even
It
I don't
can
even
be based,
entertain
but
that stuff, especially
much.
this
She's
far out
given
from
too
an
much.
election.
She's on
but
the,
even in the primary season,
outside
that's
now.
immediately the conversation is like, well, whoever is the candidate, you're going to vote for them, right? And you know what's really indecent about that too?
What?
They never returned the favor for left flank candidates.
Yeah, no.
Because no one ever made hay about Bernie Sanders potentially becoming.
Because the left flank candidates, all you guys fucking do is try to primary other Dems. You don't
This
think
is
you
what
guys
I was
would
just
get any
saying.
support if you
You
guys were
only
in a
ever
contentious or purple
perform
area? Or
in deep blue areas because you can't actually perform like in anywhere that's not already super left. That's like that's your window. You won't perform in purple areas. You certainly won't perform in red areas. So all you can do is perform in areas where you're going to have a lot of people who are already going to pay attention to your point of view on the far left. And you know, that's not a big part of the country.
fucking red area? Because you guys say the whole goddamn country loves your shit so much. If they love it so fucking much, then go run in a purple or red place.
Go do
I
it.
guarantee you that if you genuinely wanted political power, you genuinely wanted people to notice you, go win an election there. You'll get all sorts of fucking support.
If you can.
The candidate and all of the articles that came out about how Trump might be more preferable to Bernie Sanders.
What?
Because they were writing.
What were all the articles about Trump might be more preferable to Bernie Sanders? All the articles on this?
Oh yeah, I remember him talking about this. Is stupid.
Those liberals were writing those articles talking about how, you know, the head of Goldman Sachs, who was like, I'm a lifetime Democratic Party voter. I think, you know, Donald Trump is better than Bernie Sanders.
I know.
Would enthusiastically crawl through 10 feet of concrete for all of the marginalized people.
Do you feel like the Democrats know that, and that's why? Wasn't this bound a paywall as well? No, this is on I've Had It. We went on I've Had It, and Jen asked me this question, and I told her what I have been saying every single primary season, and I will continue saying it. And it doesn't really matter because it doesn't really matter. You can cry all day, every day. You can work aggressively to try to cast me aside as an outsider, as someone who is like trying to ruin the Democratic Party's chances.
You are.
Ironically enough, this was where the clip started. Okay, I'm gonna blast off right now, real quick, and then we're gonna get into this real quick, and then we're gonna talk about the Epstein pedophilia defense that's taking place. But yeah, this is. These guys are unimaginably repulsive. They are incredibly fucking annoying. And ultimately, their opinion is utterly irrelevant, even though their opinion is utterly irrelevant in like the masses. They don't actually engage with mass politics
not
at
too
all.
much.
But the problem is they do engage with like the Democratic Party consultants.
Maybe a little more. Yeah,
You got to accept
that's
that there's
good.
nothing to understand here. Some people are addicted to losing and they
Thank you,
believe they
love.
deserve nothing. It's how a woman with low self-esteem in an abusive relationship struggles to leave the abuser. I mean,
Why did you always read like that?
maybe, but
Sorry, I don't know.
this is here. Well, let me blast off real quick, and then we'll talk about it briefly, and then I'll get into it. You should drag some of them in to see if they can debate their position. Yeah, I think I'm gonna start doing that. I think I'm gonna start cooking these fucking shit.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna debate.
Oh, I would
Tyler.
love
Tyler
to see
liberal
some.
Is
I
that
would
what I said? I
love
might-
to
I
see
should
Hassan
debating
start
like
pulling
ethical
people up
XQC viewers or
for
whatever, or
debates.
Hassan viewers, and he's like, "Well, actually, maybe it's a good idea." Fucking loser! Oh my god, he would be so paranoid about me showing up at one of these debates. Oh, all right. I love you guys. I might be back. I might stream tomorrow if somebody else is willing to drive, but I'm driving up to South Carolina to do that event, and then I'm driving back the next day. So.
Did y'all watch that South Carolina one? I did. Did you see that fucking retard socialist get fucking arrested? Shit was fucking funny. Let's see. Yeah, this avalanche is sad. Oh, thank you. Thanks, love.
Search and rescue crews have found 8 bodies out of 9 missing skiers killed during that avalanche near Lake Tahoe yesterday. As Fox 11's Claudia Cowan tells us, the avalanche, the moving snow, was said to be the size of a football field.
Our mission has went from
American
a rescue to a
unit of
recovery.
measurement.
A tragic end to the search for 9 missing skiers in the backcountry near Lake Tahoe. The fate of the missing now confirmed.
8 of the 9 additional skiers have been located deceased. We are still looking for one of the members at this time. The weather is a factor.
The avalanche happened Tuesday morning while a warning was in effect. 4 guides with 11 clients were returning from a 3-day winter camping trip at a lodge in Castle Peak, a popular backcountry ski area in Lake Tahoe.
Someone saw the avalanche, yelled avalanche, and then it overtook them rather quickly.
Some skiers were able to use their emergency beacons to send text messages and call for help.
From the 2 miles in, they skied in because again, the tracked machinery that, and the potential for another avalanche.
6 survivors were sheltered in place, trying to take care of their medical issues while also searching for their teammates.
The bodies that were recovered fairly close together.
Officials are asking the public to stay away from these mountains during this sensitive operation.
Avoid the backcountry. Please allow us to focus all of our resources on continuing to recover these bodies for the family and bring them home.
Experts estimate the avalanche that overtook the group was approximately a football field in size. In Sausalito, California, Claudia Cowan, Fox 11 News.
And this latest storm brought heavy rains, of course, down power lines, and we found one very big tree that came down. It was all caught on security camera. Fox 11's Gina Silva live in Fullerton with this dramatic story. Gina.
Phil, that was a powerful storm.
That
and
was a
this neighborhood
powerful
took the brunt of
storm.
it. I'm going to move out of the way so you can see all of the destruction. This massive tree
Jeez.
came down on top of a parked truck. Luckily, no one was inside when it happened.
Jeez.
Neighbors say the winds were intense and incredibly loud.
The neighbor's tree fell over.
Late night host Stephen
their
Colbert
tree fell
again
over,
claimed on his
this
show
tree
last night that
fell
CBS told him not to air an interview with Texas Democratic
One
Senator.
after another, trees came crashing down across this Fullerton neighborhood during the powerful storm overnight. On the 1900 block of Ash Avenue.
So we had a total of 6 trees.
Avalanche anymore. All right, let's check this
Late
out.
night host Stephen Colbert again claimed on his show last night that CBS told him not to air an interview with Texas Democratic Senate candidate James Tallarico. Colbert says he was told the interview could violate FCC guidance regarding the equal time rule. The White House today responded to Colbert's public criticisms of CBS and the Trump administration, saying, quote, FCC Chairman Brendan Carr is simply doing his job at enforcing the rules. CBS News correspondent Elaine Quijano has details on the dispute.
There's another big story today that I never got to over in my monologue, and it's me.
For a second night in a row, late-night host Stephen Colbert criticized CBS after he said the network made him pull his interview with Democratic Texas State Representative James Tallarico on Monday in fear that it would violate the Federal Communications Commission's equal time rule.
We were told in no uncertain terms by our network's lawyers, who called us directly, that we could not have him on the broadcast. Then...
The equal time rule requires broadcast stations to give equal airtime to candidates running for the same political office. Late night and daytime talk shows have been traditionally exempt. But in January, the FCC said it is revisiting that rule, writing in a memo, quote, "A program that is motivated by partisan purposes, for example, would not be entitled to an exemption under long-standing FCC precedent."
I mean, that seems fair, but like, who decides?
Administration wants to silence anyone who says anything bad about Trump on TV because all Trump does is watch TV.
CBS said Tuesday The Late Show was not prohibited by CBS from broadcasting the interview with Representative James Tallarico. The show was
There's a
provided legal
burrito
guidance
over there.
that the broadcast could trigger the FCC equal time rule for two other candidates.
Every word of my script last night was approved by CBS's lawyers. I got called backstage to get more notes from these lawyers, something that had never, ever happened before. And they told us the language they wanted me to use to describe that equal time exception.
Monday was the first known time a late-night talk show changed its programming since the FCC issued its new guidance. Anna Gomez, the only Democratic-appointed FCC commissioner, worries that decision could enable censorship.
That we are in a very precarious moment for our First Amendment, and the FCC needs to stay out of content regulation because our First Amendment prohibits it.
But Trump-appointed FCC Chairman Brendan Carr has stood by the new guidance.
Congress was clear that the FCC has a role with respect to bona fide news. They were worried that TV programmers would, broadly take advantage of trying to claim they were bona fide news when they weren't.
I'm Elaine Quijano.
Good.
CBS says The Late Show posted the interview with Tallarico.
Like, I like Jasmine Crockett, but like, she's pissing me off a little bit right now. Barcode, the way she's handling this is not good. And she definitely is not like even a tiny bit as likely to win in the statewide vote than Tallarico is.
To avoid any potential FCC violations. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who's also running in the Democratic primary, said last night she has no issue with Colbert's interview with Tallarico. She's been on The Late Show several times. CBS News political director Finn Gomez.
That's not what she seemed to say at first, but okay.
Joins me now. So what is Tallarico, the man at the center?
I don't mind her, but Tallarico is clearly the better candidate. Yeah, no, I mean, the only thing that pissed me off, I don't mind her, but then she had been saying, like, I think she came out and was like, CBS and Stephen Colbert, they were lying. It's because I didn't get to go on or something like that. I don't know. And then she walked that back.
Turning the Late Show flap into a rallying cry just as early voting began this week ahead of the March 3rd primary election. Tallarico has said his interview was pulled by the FCC, as you stated there, but FCC Chair Brendan Carr countered today, saying that there was no censorship here at all. And
come and say hi to everybody.
Saying that Americans
come
trust
on,
gas station sushi more than the news media. But Tallarico has been framing it as political pressure.
Don't flip off my chat.
Donors and grassroots supporters. A CBS
Come
News
here.
confirmed that Tallarico's campaign has racked up a whopping $2.5 million.
I also got to understand it from her. What else does this woman have if she loses? She's a congresswoman. What do you mean? What else does she have? She's Congress.
Since the Late Show controversy, Lindsay.
There is another controversy over another Texas lawmaker. Who is Tony Gonzalez, and why are there calls for him to resign?
So Tony Gonzalez is a Republican congressman who represents Texas's 23rd district, a sprawling seat along the Texas-Mexico border that includes parts of San Antonio. But he's known more as a moderate Republican member. But he's up for your
She's not a
re-election this year
congresswoman.
and facing a competitive primary. But CBS News
No,
has
this is
confirmed
for
a story
Senate.
first broken by the
This is
San
for the
Antonio
Senate.
Express that Gonzalez allegedly engaged in a romantic relationship with a married congressional aide who died last year by setting herself on fire outside
This
her
is a Senate
Uvalde
race,
home. Now,
not
this
a
is according to a
Congress
text
race.
message that CBS News has viewed.
House race.
The story has sparked calls from his Republican rival and some Republicans in Texas for him to step down, citing House ethics rules that bar members from sexual relationships with their employees. Gonzalez,
Which is why
who
it's
is
even
married
more
and has
important
6 children, has pushed back,
for him to
accusing
win.
opponents of politicizing a tragic situation.
No, it's
again,
not her
as
current
early
seat.
voting
No,
begins.
it's a red seat. Let me see. Whose seat is Talarico running? John Cornyn's seat. It's Cornyn's seat. Yeah. What up, Cinderella? And Cornyn himself is facing primary challenges as well. And Talarico, okay? Talarico is a Texas state rep. So, like, if Crockett wins this nomination, we have to find somebody to fill her seat, and we'll probably lose the Senate seat. Whereas Talarico is just a state rep, state level rep.
In Texas, Lindsay.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You should do it too.
You want me to do the little? Or actually, I can do it from here. Boop. So yeah, that's that.
I need to find it.
Cinderella, were you watching IRI's stream, or was that a clip? It looks like he was watching Dean.
That cube is loud.
Huh?
The ice cube is loud. Can't find the cat.
Hey, what up, buddy?
Oh shoot. 1 sec, sorry. Got the
There's it.
There we go. Had to get your audio off.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was just watching IRI stream, but he was watching Dean's stream, and he was watching Stephen A. Smith interviewed Dean, and Dean streamed it while he was doing that, while he was interviewing him. And then so if you go to like Dean's live stream from today, it's like 4 hours or something like that, 3 hours and 40 minutes, I think it was, maybe. Yep. Like almost exactly 3 hours and 40 minutes into his live stream from today.
3 hours and 40 minutes. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't believe I'm
And
about
actually,
to watch Dean on stream. All right.
I was about to say, actually, this is probably the best performance I've seen from Dean. I must say, I'm very critical of Dean, and
As am I.
yeah, I was like, I couldn't criticize him as much as I was like expecting to, you know?
3 hours and 40 minutes, you said?
Yeah, that around there.
Is he wearing
it's
a
when he has
suit?
when he has the suit on. Yeah, if you go to like 3 hours and 36 minutes, you'll see "Be right back, throwing suit on for Steven." He like
Alright.
has that caption on his screen.
Let's see. Don't hype it up too much. Anthrax says, "Don't hype it up too much. I already feel disappointed."
Fair.
All right, let's see.
Okay, I understand now that his name's not Steven, it's Stefan. That would be my bad. I don't
Oh,
watch
boy.
sports. Okay, not like I don't know sports commentators. I don't really watch sports, so that's my fault. But check the drip, dude. So got the suit jacket top, feeling like COVID. Okay, business Zoom call, suit jacket at the top, sweatpants at the bottom. Check the drip. All right,
Looking like
I need to be on
COVID.
the staging call
It's Stefan. No, it's Stephen A. Smith, right?
in 2 minutes, so I better send myself the link to the Zoom.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me find it real quick.
And I'm gonna say,
There it is.
Stephen A. Smith has some of the most retarded takes, not just in politics, but in sports as well. So this ought to be severely disappointing all around. I'm ready to be pleasantly surprised.
That's actually, I think, that may be part of the reason that makes Dean look so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just know the dog shit that place
Oh,
that
yeah.
Steven's coming from, you know?
The-
Yeah. It's
oh my god. And there was like a movement for people who wanted him to run for president too. And I'm just like, are you for
Yeah,
real?
so
Like
bad.
y'all have heard how dumb his takes. Like he'll do like calling with Tom Brady, and Tom Brady will basically be like, "You're a fucking moron."
Damn. I haven't seen all that.
All right, I don't really know what to
That's gotta be
expect.
epic.
I think that Stefan wants to talk to me about politics.
'Cause
I kind of got
Brady's
like a
like the
general run over.
nicest guy.
Yeah,
Actually,
and
share
he's
that with you
the
guys
I mean
online.
he's
I
the
just gotta
goat.
get
I
ready to
hate
hop
him,
into
but he's the
Zoom.
goat.
There we go. Throw the headset
I hate
on.
him because the Rams lost 2 Super Bowls to him. So
All right. So here's what he wants to talk to me about. Let's do the run over. We'll have Dean introduce himself. Listeners can get to know him. We'll ask him his insights on today's politics, biggest issues, cause of why nothing can get done. Is it time for the long-timers to step aside, bring a new generation in? And then we may ask him for his take on the big issue, immigration, ICE, Epstein, Trump's rhetoric, so on and so forth.
oh, thank you.
Okay, guys. So it's pronounced Steven, but it's spelled with a P.
Yes, it's
Pronounced
pronounced
Steven. I'm
Steven.
so happy I'm live. Let's go, dude. I'm so happy I'm live, so y'all can tell me that. Beautiful. 10 out of 10. Huge shout out to the goats. To the goats for letting me know. Unreal. All right. Last anxiety pin hit. All right, let's hop on the staging call. You guys are gonna get a very interesting.
The anxiety pen.
I'm gonna join that now. Oh, I'm the only one in here? Well, that's interesting. Okay, so I'm in the Zoom, but I'm also the only person in here. Should I show y'all it? I bet I can. Let's see.
Huh?
Here we go, guys. Do give me one moment. Just need to adjust the screen. Okay, there's the top. There's the bottom. That's basically it. A little bigger so I can downsize it. I just turn my camera off. Yeah, that works.
Well,
there's probably a little bit of a
just
delay.
real quick before we get into this about this headline. This is not new, right? Because the Pope was already pretty against Trump from the moment he became Pope. I hope he ate his pizza warm this time. Me too. Poor guy. He was tortured so bad the last time he talked to Tiny. The man's pizza got cold. It was one of the most grave tragedies we'd ever seen, befall an internet politics commentator.
Now, is there a little bit of a delay in between the movement of my face? Oh no, guys, we have a visitor. We have a visitor that may pop up during our appearance.
Uh-oh.
Momo, I love you.
Aren't you about to
So
be
dearly.
on like TV,
But now is not the
dog?
time.
Put the cat
I have to be
away.
a serious business professional.
Yes,
Political
it's very cute. I know.
commentator.
We all love the animals.
Thought driver. Oh, you can actually hear her purring. She likes the mic. That's actually really cute. I'm sorry, Momo. Today's not your day. I love you. And it pains me to tell you that you can't get on my desk, but we're doing business today. All right. I'm in the staging call. Nobody else is here. I think now that I got the Zoom keyframed, I'm just going to do an overlay of like my actual camera because I assume that like maybe the producers
Simmer
are gonna hop on
down.
and dox any of that. Well, or approval, which I definitely don't have. Okay, I'm going to shoot a text. I should be on there any moment.
I dare.
Oh, fuck! Oh, I'm in the wrong Zoom!
Oh my god.
Oh, no
Oh my
way.
god, he's in the wrong
I joined the wrong Zoom.
Zoom.
That's on me. It's okay. We still have time. We're good. I joined the wrong Zoom, though. Totally my fault. Totally my fault. Woof. I joined the wrong Zoom. Woof. Oh, I'm fucking this up bad. I'm fucking this up really bad.
Probably has some advice. Knowing him, he's armed with it. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Respect this kid a lot. Looking forward to having him on as a guest. He's coming up next, right here. Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Don't go away. Be right back.
Oh, commercial break. Oh,
Hey,
it's
this is Jill Scott.
pre-recorded.
For a limited time, Jill Scott is bringing her.
Okay, they have me muted on the Zoom.
Hey, Dean. This is Jennifer, the producer in DC. How are you?
Hi, Jennifer. I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. So you're out in
Okay.
Colorado?
Mr. Withers. Yes.
Yes.
Can
you hear me? My name's Griff. I'm the producer over here with Stephen A.
Hi, nice to meet you, Griff. I apologize for being around 3 minutes late to joining the Zoom. I accidentally
good.
joined the wrong link, so that would be my fault, but it's a pleasure to meet you both.
Oh, no worries, man. Appreciate you coming on the show. Looking forward to the conversation. Are you able to turn toward camera so we can see you looking into camera?
Oh, yes, of
Perfect.
course.
Perfect. Jake, shot look good to you? Yes. All right. You need a little more headroom or no? No? All right, cool. All right, man. We're in about we have about 3 minutes left in break here, and then we'll be coming right to you when we come out of break. I'll have Stephen A. say what's up to you in just a minute, okay?
Cool, sounds good.
All right, awesome.
You have about
Thank
90 seconds, actually. Coming out in 90 seconds.
Sorry, thank you, Jennifer.
Dean Withers.
Howdy. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, man. How you doing, man? How's everything going? Thank you for coming on the show. How have you been?
Of course. I'm doing all right. You know, it's been a long day for me out here in Colorado. Just hopped off my own live stream, spending about 4
Gotcha.
hours talking about the state of the world. But it's a pleasure to meet you, man. I've been seeing you all over
Man,
the internet.
please.
Got a couple friends who are
Yeah,
a big
listen,
fan.
I'm looking forward to talking to you, man. We'll be with you in a minute.
30 seconds.
So I'm going to have a lot of fun talking to you, man. I've been waiting to talk to you for a long time. I really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we fucking go.
10 seconds.
Awkward.
It was a little awkward. Oh, the water. Oh,
Right, like
yeah,
ask
I'll
yourself
have
this question: what good policy has Donald Trump passed in the last 8 months to reduce undocumented immigration to this country?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know specifics. I'm guessing that they might have done something there.
You shouldn't base your political opinions off of guesses.
I have been watching the news for the past 4 years, and
Dude,
it's
I
nothing
really
but
can't
immigrants.
wait until this TikTok deal is through because, like, I've watched a lot of Dean and Parker, and I can do what they do. It's just they're like these aren't even like hard debates. It's just random MAGA people who don't really know much. It's like playing on easy mode.
Sex offenders, and you don't know their criminal history. And if you actually look
You think
this
they
up,
should get sex offenders out of the country?
Yes.
And why'd you put a
yes.
sex
What'd you say?
I asked what deal.
What deal? Oh, the TikTok deal. Like to have it here and like it be American owned instead of Chinese owned. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but like, does that mean that we'll be able to make more money on it or something?
It just means our data won't be being given to the CCP. I don't know about making more money. I think it is done, Barcode. It hasn't like the process hasn't finished yet. That's all. I'm just waiting for that to finish so that yeah. Also, it sounds like it's a lot of like Trump people who are taking it over, so it might mean left-wing positions get more repressed, but we'll see how it goes.
In the Oval Office.
27 minutes past hour number 1 back here. on Straight Shooter with yours truly, Stephen A. Coming at you as I love to do every Wednesday evening from 6 to 8
There
p.m.
we
Eastern
go.
Standard Time over the airwaves of Sirius XM, POTUS Radio, Channel 124. It's my honor and privilege to have my next guest. I've been waiting to talk to him. He's just 21 years of age, 21-year-old liberal political commentator with more than 8.2 million combined followers on the social media and over 105 million likes on TikTok alone. Matter of fact, I think the number eclipses 9 million. His daily political and social live streams on YouTube and TikTok have made him the Gen Z face of politics. Please welcome for the first time to Straight Shooter with yours truly, Mr. Dean Withers. How are you, Dean? How's everything, man? Good to see you. How's everything?
I'm having a great day out here in sunny Colorado that happens to be a little bit snowy today, but nonetheless, I'm enjoying myself. It's good to be on, and I appreciate you for inviting me to be here.
Man, please, the pleasure is all mine. I'm looking forward to learning something from you tonight, my man. You know, you grew up, correct me if I'm wrong, you grew up in Grand Junction, Colorado, correct? It's an extremely conservative household. How did you become engaged in politics, and when did your perspective shift to a more liberal ideology?
That's a good question, because as you pointed out, I absolutely did grow up not just in a conservative household, but a conservative environment, you know, going to church 2 times a week and everybody around me kind of having the same thoughts as my parents. So, I mean, the branch off to liberalism for me really started first on J6 when I watched, you know, the president, who's still the president today, you know, Donald Trump, you know, cause his followers to go raid our Capitol.
That's
literally
crazy
smear
that
the
it
feces on the
started
walls
for him on
inside,
January
which kind of in my
6th.
mind sparked this thought of sparking division across the country. And at that point, maybe I still agreed with some of his policies.
I feel
or at
so
least thought I did.
fucking old,
But inevitably,
dude.
because of how divisive that presidency was, it really drove me away. And, you know, since J6, of course, that's 2021 until now in 2026, I've spent my time reading, researching, and really have taken an initiative to learn more about not just the world we live in, but the government in which controls the policy that influences my life and the lives of those that I care. And to put it in a nutshell, I think I'm on the left because reality has a left-leaning bias.
I hear what you're saying. I guess what I'm asking is, do you find yourself being on the left because you're against Donald Trump, or because you genuinely feel what liberals feel? Policy-wise.
It's a mix of both. I'm on the left because I agree with how liberals feel, and I mean a lot of the points that we see being thrown around about the necessary nature of things like universal health care, about caring for everybody, about how social programs influence a drive to push our country forward compared to holding us back because poor people are lazy. On top of the social issues that I care about, such as the acceptance of everybody regardless of your sexual orientation, race, or gender. But right now I do spend a lot of my time talking about the tyranny that we see downstream from the Trump administration. And honestly, today I feel like what it means to be on the left does include these policy initiatives that we've been hearing people like Bernie Sanders talk about for years now, but it also includes this very deep-rooted resentment for the abuse of power that we are now all watching every day, either on our phone screens, on the TV, or maybe as you are, maybe some of your producers out there in DC.
Do you blame Trump when you're talking about the abuse of power? I shouldn't say do you blame Trump, because I know you do, but I'm talking about, is it just him? Is it primarily him, or do you have more of a concern about those who, dare we say, are lacking a spine when it comes to confronting him about some of the things that he does? See, for me, I think more about that than him, because I believe that anybody in a position of power, unfortunately, throughout history, has shown that if they can wield it with impunity, they will do so. It's usually the checks and balances that we have in place as the United States of America, where you're checking cats and you're saying, you can't do that. We're not letting you get away with that. We saw more of that in the past. We certainly don't see enough of that now. That's where I look at when I'm looking at Congress and the Senate, obviously, when it comes to, the checks and balances that I believe have been minimized, to say the least.
Absolutely. I mean, I agree with you there. I think it, this equation definitely includes a condemnation of those who capitulate. But of course, that all starts with what they're capitulating to. I think that two things can be true at once. I think that the primary driver of a bunch of lawlessness, and as I'd call it, clearly authoritarian practices, is the Trump administration. I mean, every day something new comes out about how they are illegally redacting his name from the files 950,000 times, or how he wants to breach the articles of our Constitution to possibly federalize elections, or how the 14th Amendment is now meaningless. And, we don't care that in 1868 we passed this amendment that gave you a claim to birthright citizenship if you're born here. Now, if your parents are undocumented, guess what? We're going to take it away with no approval from Congress through a new amendment, or no reinterpretation from SCOTUS on the basis of the 14th Amendment that already exists. But those who capitulate, they definitely embolden those proclivities, they embolden those behaviors, because it absolutely tells Trump that he could get away with it. Trump is the same man today in 2026 that he was in 2017 during his first term, right? And for the majority of his first term, with the exclusion of January 6th and the lead up to that, we didn't see the same figure that we do now. We saw somebody who was newer to politics, didn't know how to select the right cabinet to find the right people that are willing to place him above the Constitution, so on and so forth. So I feel as if that capitulation from his cabinet and the capitulation from many people in Congress have definitely emboldened those behaviors that existed 10 years ago that we just didn't see to the same extent because of the lack of capitulation.
What about, as a liberal commentator, what about those on the right that make the argument that you kind of brought it on yourself, not you, the Democratic Party, when they talked about how you weaponized, the justice system in pursuing cases
fucking
against
nonsense.
him. You were
That's
excessive
not
in
a
doing
real
so, and
thing
as a
that
result,
happened.
him being back in office and engaging in what I personally called a vengeance tour.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of us have talked about, where like every accusation is a confession. And I've seen like Tiny sort of outline this before, where you have them for years claiming that the Democrats are doing something that they're not doing. And all that actually was sort of like a long play for them to set the stage for they themselves doing that thing, and then falsely claiming they're doing it because the Democrats are doing it, and it should be okay for them to do it because the Democrats did it first, when in reality, the Democrats didn't do it. and they're just, violating the norms of our country and our society, and then hiding behind, false claims that Democrats did it to justify it. This whole idea that Biden weaponized the Justice Department when we spent years pissed off that that Merrick Garland took so long to even do anything about, going after Trump in the first place it's fucking comical.
Against a myriad of people, all of whom the John Boltons of the world, the Letitia James of the world, Jack Smiths of the world, and others, of course. What about the role that liberals are accused of playing in it? Because when they had power, they certainly did everything they could to try and undermine him, if not flat out throw him in jail for the rest of his life. What do you say to that?
Well, I mean,
they did what they could to undermine him and throw him in jail for the rest of his life because he broke the fucking law.
Of wanting to hold a criminal accountable for their crimes is now something that the right is outcasting, labeling as bad, and using as justification for more crime. I would seriously doubt the speculative basis that those on the right have been screaming and shouting about law and order. Listen, the claim that we see from millions of Americans that the Biden-Harris administration somehow weaponized or abused the DOJ against Trump is baseless. It is just a form or a piece, a figment of this big lie propaganda that we've seen distributed by the Trump administration in an attempt to get larger popular support for their lawlessness. And a really good example of just how baseless it truly is what we've seen coming from the DOJ in the last year and a month with the Epstein files. I mean, there's a couple things from the Epstein files that we know makes Trump look bad. Okay, we know if it was present and publicly available before the 2020 election, would have inevitably led to less people voting for Trump. It could have even won Kamala Harris the election. But because the DOJ upheld such great respect for the independence of the DOJ from the Biden-Harris administration, because that's what the Biden-Harris administration upheld, they didn't dip their hand into those files and just release the ones that incriminated Trump because they respect the checks and balances, because they respect that separation. And anybody who would claim otherwise,
well, and the shit was still sealed because the case was ongoing for Ghislaine Maxwell.
About your party in terms of them losing the election? Why do you believe Kamala Harris and the Democrats lost in 2024?
Ooh, this will be
I'd say the largest reason why Kamala Harris lost the 2024 election had a lot to do with people's feelings directed towards the economy that didn't perform too well under the Biden-Harris administration, which of course would be, in my mind, predominantly caused by the pandemic. And a lot of people have this takeaway saying, well, the economy was really bad under Biden. It seems like the liberals are failing my bank account. They're making me stretch my money. So now I'm going to vote for this other guy that says if I do vote for him, he's going to usher in this golden era economy. It's going to be great. We're all going to win, which of course has been proven to not be true in the last year and a month. And then a couple other things that I'd say helped Trump win the 2024 election, my apologies, has to do with how late Biden stepped down. And
Okay, Dean. Okay. He actually seems to be on the money here on this one. Let's see if he says Gaza. If he says Gaza, I'm going to take it back. But
how Biden left Kamala Harris
so far, so good.
A little bit over 120 days to throw together a presidential campaign to run against a man who's already spent the last 10 years of his life campaigning for that same office. And it's a combination of multiple factors, those being the two primary ones.
But wasn't that the party's fault? Couldn't they? I mean, if they got rid of him in July, couldn't
what?
We could get free stuff with that.
Okay, maybe we'll look at it later.
Yeah.
What up, neighbor Ernie? Dean is actually being kind of based right now. Let's see how
they
it
got
goes.
rid of him earlier. Couldn't they have got him to step away earlier? So again, there could have been a primary. You might listen. I don't want to say a better candidate because I don't think Kamala Harris ran a bad campaign. I thought her disastrous moment was on The View when they asked her, "Is there anything that you would change?" She's like, "No, I can't think of anything." I thought that was a disaster. I thought that was a huge mistake on her part. But for the most part, I didn't think she campaigned badly at all. I just thought she had to deal with the cards that was dealt to her. But many members of the party could have facilitated her getting in earlier. Are you of that belief, or am I stepping out of pocket by saying that?
Well, I'm not necessarily fully opposed to that belief because I think we all remember Biden saying that he was going to be a one-term transition.
He is
president,
talking to Stephen A. Smith.
He did change. He started running for a second term and then dropped out. So I'm not opposed to that belief at all. I mean, I definitely do think that the Democratic Party has a lot to learn from the 2024 election, and I think that we are learning a lot from it. I mean, just look at the new figures that are popping up all across this country with the progressive likes of Zohran Mamdani in New York City to people down in Texas like James Tallarico finally saying the truth and talking about the fact that billionaires are really destructive to the working class and it's not undocumented immigrants or trans people, which is also a little bit more progressive. I'm not opposed to those beliefs in the slightest.
This is like the last 30 minutes of a 4-hour stream.
Dean Withers right here with Stephen A. Straight shooter with Stephen A. Right now, I'm thinking about you because getting back to you personally, you rose to fame through your debates on Jubilee, if I remember correctly, a YouTube channel that hosts political and social debates with conservative figures like Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, and for videos like, Liberal Teen versus 20 Trump supporters. What motivated you to create political content in the first place?
Well, I would say it's just the simple fact that when I've interacted with friends in my own life, when I've talked to my family members, when I've went to school, when I've sat in the classroom, there is a general lack of critical reasoning that is true of the vast majority of American constituents surrounding politics and why we vote for who we do.
So, realistically, when it comes to like economic policy, he's mostly pretty chill. He does have the donor class fever. Like the billionaires are inherently bad fever. He does, and then he has the he's like socially cucked as fuck, right? The microaggression thing was super lame. Oh, Stephen A. Smith. I've heard him say some kind of retarded stuff, but most of the retarded stuff I've heard him say has been about sports. I've heard him say a couple sort of dumb things when it comes to politics. I just think he's just a lot of times he has kind of like more, because he's from the sportscasting world, he has some sensationalist takes. It's a little much sometimes, but yeah, he's not that terrible, but he can be kind of retarded sometimes. Like Dean definitely looks very good next to somebody like Stephen A. Smith. I feel like Stephen A. Smith, his knowledge of politics isn't as like terminally online political as like some of the rest of us.
I've seen the GOP primarily Trump, take advantage of this fact and construct harmful misinformation through the use of propaganda campaigns to convince people to believe in lies, hinging on the abuse of the lack of critical reasoning within the American constituent base. So the point of my platform and what I do is just to incentivize people to critically think more. Every day I have open discussions, conversations with people who disagree with me and I disagree with them, and I just simply request them to articulate the reasons why they support Trump, and I request people to value facts, reason, and evidence a little bit more, because I believe if we started doing that in 2015, Donald Trump never would have been president the first time around.
Do you consider yourself the liberal left version of the late Charlie Kirk?
Well, I've seen a lot of people say that on the internet, but I wouldn't prefer the title of the Democratic Charlie Kirk, because I think I'm a lot better at doing what I do than Charlie Kirk was at what he did. In the sense
Explain why.
Yeah, in the sense of I saw him go campus to campus to campus, not asking people to critically think, not asking people to open a book, not asking people to use their brain, but rather just asking people to fall for the one-liner gotchas and the same misinformation that's been tired and tried for years and years and years by the Trump administration. I mean,
I've watched a lot of your debates, Dean. I've watched a lot of your debates, Dean. You have a lot of gotchas.
I've honestly really spent a lot of time reflecting on this. You look at Charlie Kirk's Twitter, I would ask you to find me 3 times he ever disagreed with a single action taken by Donald Trump since 2015. You can't. I mean, I think it was just a larger part of a money-making scheme in an attempt to convince more young Americans to grow up to be like your 48-year-old uncle who will be with Trump until the day he dies, and starting with him young while they're still on the college campus. And that's not what I'm about. That's not what I do. I want people to be smarter. I don't want people to be sheep.
Yeah, you want people to be smarter. You don't want people to be sheep, and I totally believe you on that. But my question to you would be, how willing are you to disagree with a Democrat in Trump's position? And like you said, Charlie Kirk very rarely disagreed with Trump. Did you disagree in an abundance with Biden?
There actually was a handful of things that I had disagreements with Biden. One big thing is I'm not the biggest fan of the state of Israel, and I think that it's time that we stop bowing the knee to whatever Israel wants whenever they want, and it's time that we stop seeing senators and congressmen and women winning elections running on I'm going to do what is ever in the best interests of the state of Israel. On top of a handful of other things too, I'd say right now the fruits of the work that I and other more progressive voices that don't align 110% with the Biden-Harris administration or the Democratic Party have been putting in has a lot to do with immigration. I mean, 10 years ago, the notion of mass deportation maybe being wrong and mass amnesty, the idea of maybe giving some undocumented immigrants a pathway to residency or citizenship making sense was radical. But I mean, anymore today, I'll have Trump supporters joining my stream and I'll explain to them, hey, listen, we would be able to reduce human rights violations.
That's not really true, actually. There have always been like amnesty movements in the U.S. and like that's not really true, Dean.
To keep families together, we'd be able to grow grow our own prosperous economy even more than we already are if we just maybe made some of the undocumented immigrants here residents or citizens, and they're biting on it. They say, hey, Dean, that makes sense. And I think the only reason why we're seeing the social shift on certain policies or agendas is because of more progressive parties that have historically diverted from the DNC. And I think now the DNC is finally starting to respond pretty responsibly to that by uplifting more progressive voices.
I have not heard your positions on immigration. Could you remind my audience what that is?
Sure. So I mean, I think that immigration is one of those topics that can't really be discussed by anybody in like 30 seconds or less. And I think if anybody tells you they can discuss immigration in 30 seconds or less, they're just feeding you like likely partisan talking points. But in an attempt to condense it down to a nutshell, I mean, I think the way that we can very pragmatically reduce undocumented immigration into this country is by wiping out the incentive for 99.9% of it.
I think that really depends on how Israel acts moving forward, Neighborhood. I think it really, really depends on how Israel acts moving forward. But if it continues with a government like this one, then yeah, I believe you're right.
I mean, look, 99.9% of undocumented immigrants are not violent criminals. They're not MS-13 gang members. They're hardworking mothers and fathers or unaccompanied minors. And why have they chosen to enter into this country with the use of undocumented means? Well, it's because our border has a backlog of like 12 years if you want to become a citizen. You're going to be waiting there for years and years and years just to get into the application process. You got to spend thousands of dollars. That system is unattainable. And I think that our Congress, for the most part, is culpable in a bipartisan nature with
Yes.
disproportionate
That's where I was going.
with not making.
Well, yeah, I
legal
think
means of
any
entering this country
country,
as
I think generally any country is right to try to move towards self-reliance, like just generally. Israel probably feels extra that they need to do that because, this war has shown them that they just don't have the support from the international community that they feel like they would need. Yeah, but again, we'll see how things move forward. If the government and future generations sort of soften a little bit, things could be a little different, but certainly not with a regime like this one. Certainly not.
as they should be. And I think I could prove this because you'll hear people like Trump say that we have this crisis of undocumented entry, illegal immigrants, we need to stop it now. But you can't find me a single clip of that man standing in the podium with a mic in the last 10 years saying that we need to make the legal means of entry into this country easier. And maybe that would stop a lot of undocumented entry on its own. And that's just the border. I mean, this conversation doesn't even scratch the surface about the undocumented immigrants that are already here. But what I can tell you in 30 seconds or less is that we probably shouldn't be deporting them with no due process to a center for terrorists in El Salvador. Where
I think everybody pretty much agrees with
I
that.
think there's a lot of better alternative.
Fair enough, but what level of culpability do you throw towards the Democratic, the Democratic Party, particularly the Biden administration, when they said, I don't know whether the accurate number is 12 million, 14 million, 15 million crossed the border illegally? What do you say to that? That people say that's not sustainable. That can't happen. That wouldn't happen in any other nation. Why should we let it happen in ours? What would be your response to that?
I'd give the Biden-Harris administration a good C- on immigration. I think that they're a lot better than a lot of people, specifically on the right, think. The talking points that I hear every day is, they opened the border, or they just left the border open. They didn't really do anything about it. And I feel like this really overshadows their attempt to push a bipartisan border bill through the American Congress, drafted by Republican James Lankford, who was, one of Donald Trump's
Also,
favorites.
the
So it's
border
crazy that it
wasn't
was a
open.
bipartisan
It's
agreement
just
that not only would
nonsense.
expedite
It's
the legal means of
nonsense
entry into this country by
talking
funding
point.
ports along our southern border, billions and billions and billions of dollars, therefore naturally disincentivizing undocumented entry, but it also would have given the president this very special authority that the president's never had before to just completely shut the border down, once a certain amount of undocumented immigrants had crossed it on a rolling daily average for a week. And in response to this bill being propped up by the American Congress, in response to Republicans and Democrats coming together for the first time in a long time on immigration policy, I truly think people overlook how significant that was. Donald Trump turned around and told Republicans to shoot it down. So I think we saw a good attempt there by the Biden-Harris administration to do something. But of course, the reason why I'd give them a C- instead of an A+ is because they probably could have used executive orders such as they did in their last year, a little bit earlier in their administration. But that is such a smaller and more insignificant critique of their administration compared to once again the talking points we see from the right saying they let all these criminal illegal invader aliens into the country because they want them to vote in elections to ensure that Republicans never get power again.
Right. Where do you think the Democratic Party is most strongest right now?
What do I think they're the most strongest?
Where do you think they're most strongest right now?
I'd say the strongest point of the Democratic Party today in February of 2026 would be for pushing for accountability with the Epstein files. I'd say that they could do a lot more, which of course will probably always be said about politics, and we should, by the way. It's good to advocate for more progression. But I'd say what they're doing right now is strong. For the first time ever, I'm opening my phone and going on the Democrats' TikTok account, which they started, and I'm able to legitimately read how the president is refusing to release all the files, is breaking law, defying Congress. I'm able to see great Democrats like Jamie Raskin, like Rep. Ro Khanna, and many others pressure Pam Bondi in this congressional hearing. That
For the
was held
first
with her a
time
handful of
ever,
days ago.
my guy, you have not been paying attention.
Ago, exposing her as the fraud she is, having her pivot to talking about the economy when they're just simply trying to get her to look at the Epstein survivors. That is definitely the strongest point of the Democratic Party today.
You're 21 years of age. If you had to give Democratic leadership one piece of advice about reaching young men such as yourself, not that they got to reach you, but you know what I mean. If you had to give them one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh, that's a really good question. Reaching young men. Well, I would first honestly say this is the biggest piece of advice I'd give to current Democratic leaders to reach young men is to invest more in the deconstruction of the beliefs that a lot of young men in America already have that have them firmly on the right. I think that we've seen a major capitalization of social media, of the interests that are more typical of young men, like the gym, like cars, and many other things, for years now in a way that we just simply haven't seen from the left that has really given the right an upper hand to kind of convince young men of whatever they want to almost indoctrinate them into these subliminal biases or foundational core beliefs that are antithetical to the values of the left. And the biggest piece of advice for the Democrats, once again, would just be to start working on deconstructing that. We need to be talking more about, how maybe men are also hurt by toxic masculinity. You're not just hurting women; you're hurting yourself because now you've isolated yourself from anybody who could ever possibly love you because you're an asshole to them. How it's just a complete and total lie that the left wants to take all your money in taxation and then give it to low-income Americans to waste away in squalor while they watch TV until midnight, and how social safety nets actually are beneficial, not just to low-income Americans, but to everybody, so on and so forth.
Last question to you, and thank you for your time, by the way. I really enjoyed the conversation. I really appreciate it. Let me ask you this question. Last question. Is there one candidate, one, within the Democratic Party that you could point to that you absolutely, positively, not just one, but firmly believes can beat any GOP candidate out there for the presidency of the United States?
Oh, no.
I think that's a very complex question, because when we're talking about beating somebody, it's not just what policies are they running on or what they like to talk about. It's, what they can convince the people of. I'm going to be honest here, Stephen. From my perspective, it's a little bit too early for me to put all my eggs in one basket. But what I will say, God, when I listen to AOC talk, there's just this feeling that I haven't gotten since Obama.
No,
when I listen to AOC talk, when I listen to people like
dude.
James Tallarico talk, there's this feeling that I just haven't gotten for so long of intellect, of high levels of education, of a legitimate care for other people.
You were doing
I'm not
so
questioning that,
well,
Dean.
Dean.
I'm not questioning that, Dean, but I am worried about I don't want to call it socialism all the way, but certainly some of the things that they're saying. I mean, come on, Dean. You got to admit that. I mean, they're not traditional Democratic operatives. Are you willing to admit that?
Well, I mean, traditional Democratic operatives lost the last election to a 34-count felon held civilly liable for rape. So I think it's time to start progressing the party.
Well, whose fault was that? Isn't that the Democratic voters in this country? Nearly 75 million people went to the poll. How come you didn't make sure it was over 77?
Well, you asked me whose fault it is that the Democrats lost last election. We actually had a conversation about that earlier. I told you I think it's a mixed mash of people like Trump and his convincing the people about him being better for the economy, and a lack of culpability for Biden not stepping down earlier. But
She's
listen,
not
I think
ready,
what we're seeing now with the whole socialism
Dean.
scare is a whole lot like the right.
This is just
I'm not a socialist.
he's
I'm not a
young.
communist. I'm actually
He's young. He doesn't know.
On the foundational level, I'm a capitalist.
She's
I think
just
that there's a way
not
we can practice,
ready,
capitalism
Dean.
that is benevolent. Okay, I'm a social
Give
democrat.
it a few more
but
cycles,
at the same time,
buddy.
there's no socialist in any public office anywhere in America that's turning around and saying that they want to take your rights away from the ownership of the privatized means of production. I mean, look at Zoran Mamdani, somebody who proudly calls himself a socialist.
I was getting ready to bring him up.
Yeah, somebody who proudly calls himself a socialist is a working social democrat within the American political system.
Okay.
Because right now there just simply is no room for socialism as it stands. It's not something that people support, and it's not something that 99% of the Congress supports.
Dean Withers, I would love to continue this conversation, but I got to get ready to go. I want you to know you're welcome back on the show anytime. I really enjoyed the conversation, getting to know you a little bit. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and you're welcome back anytime. And you're welcome to sit up there and check in and correct me anytime you want or whatever. You're smart as a whip, my man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
You have a good rest of your night, man.
You do the same. Dean Withers, right here with Straight Shooter with Stephen A. Love the conversation.
Thank you, Dean. That was great. That's awesome.
Love to discuss, and we certainly will.
Am I off?
After we talk to Governor Westmore.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're clear.
Appreciate it. All right, we're looking forward to having you
Back with more.
All right, you guys take it.
All right, keep going.
All right. Woo! All right, folks. Hello. We are done with that.
Oh, well, that was mostly pretty good. What do you think, Cinderella? Oh, can you hear me?
Sorry, I was managing my audios.
No worries.
Yeah, no, I felt like he actually was very well spoken in that with Stephen A. Smith, and I feel like he held his ground really well.
Yeah. The AOC part was just come on.
That was the most cringe part.
Yeah,
hands down,
not yet,
for sure.
buddy. I know you're
I
all
can't
so
believe he even
excited.
said it.
But I know y'all are so excited for AOC, this younger progressive generation, but like, trust me, she's just not ready yet. I can
Well,
see
especially
her. Go ahead.
at that conference that she just spoke at, the World Conference.
Yeah.
That was like her first foray into the international stage, and yeah, she definitely came off as pretty socialist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not a good look, honestly.
She still has more maturing to do. And honestly, by the time she's ready to run for president, progressives won't like her anymore. That's how we know when she's ready. Is when the far left doesn't like her anymore.
True.
Oh, jeez. But that was, hey, like, good for him, man. Good for him, right? He did look pretty good for the most part here. What do you think, Neighboruni? They already hate her for saying anti-Semitism is wrong. Well, those are the really far leftists. Oh, well, we got barcode. When Lewandowski was informed that some of Noam's personal items had been left behind, including her heated blanket, he yelled at the Coast Guard flight staff and threatened to fire them. According to two U.S. officials, Coast Guard official and the former Coast Guard official. Coast Guard pilot came out of the cockpit to see what was happening, and Lewandowski insisted the plane return to where the broken down jet was located to collect the secretary's items. The U.S. official, current Coast Guard official, and the former Coast Guard official said, are they going to say this every fucking time? That's so stupid. When the pilot refused, Lewandowski announced the pilot was relieved of his duty. According to the U.S. official, the current Coast Guard official, and the former Coast Guard official, the pilot explained that if he was fired, he would need to land the plane immediately, while another pilot was found to continue the mission to Washington. The U.S. official, the current Coast Guard official, and the former Coast Guard official said, seriously? You said that 4 times. We get it. Jesus, though, this is so stupid. This whole thing is so dumb. They had to reinstate that pilot. Yeah, I would have just been like, nah, I'm not flying, you dumbasses. You're just going to fire me as soon as we get there. Fuck you. All right, real quick break. Neighbor Rooney. We got a brand new Mikey and Wyatt.
So how you kids holding up?
We're good, Dad.
Yeah, I mean, as good as we can be.
Good.
Yeah. How are you doing?
You know, a lot better than I was a year ago. And not a day goes by they don't still miss your mom, right?
Yeah, of course.
See, but here's the thing. I actually started seeing someone already.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah. I mean, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we just want you to be happy.
Have you met her kids yet, or?
Oh, no. She doesn't have kids.
Oh, no.
No kids.
No kids.
No. She's not at that point in her life yet.
Yeah. Yet?
Yet?
This is amazing.
You say yet?
So I love you guys so much. Hey, sweetheart.
Did you say yet, Dad?
It's okay, honey. Come on out.
That would make me come back.
Hey there, kiddos.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You're going to love her.
Vanessa.
Hi.
Sweetheart.
Hi. I am so glad to meet you both. I don't know, I'm like nervous.
Oh, no need to be sweet cakes. Claire just said she wants me to be happy.
I did say that.
You two are even more beautiful than your dad advertised.
Guys, stop being so weird and awkward, right? You want to introduce yourselves, please?
His face.
Mikey, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I have heard so much about you.
I mean, W Pops, I guess,
Patootie
true.
patootie.
Mikey, take that fist out of your mouth and say something, please.
You want me to say something?
Yes, I want you to say something, Mikey, please.
I don't know if you want to hear what he has to say, Dad.
You want to say something, Dad?
Yeah, I'd like to say something.
Okay.
Say you love our family.
Wrong! This what?
Whoa.
What? What?
Well, what?
How old is she? How old are you?
Excuse me?
Michael Anthony, I raised you better than that. You never, ever ask a woman.
Calm down, Grizzly Bear. It's fine.
Grizzly Bear.
Grizzly Bear? I think that's a valid question.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really believe in age.
Oh, it's
Oh,
not really
God.
something that's like an optional belief. It's kind of a mathematical fact.
Okay. I guess if I had to put a number on it,
Could you?
I would say we're
Over 30, right?
25.
25?
You're older than I thought she was.
I'm 25, Dad.
Yeah, okay, big deal. The cat's out of the bag. Vanessa's a little bit younger than
Get
me.
it, father.
Bit.
I'm just a bit younger.
She's less than half your age.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's exactly true, okay?
It is. It's mathematically true.
Literally true.
Well, you know, like Epstein said, age is just a number.
What?
Epstein.
Einstein, wait. What did I say?
You said Epstein. You said Epstein.
Who's Epstein, Sweet Cakes?
That is the guy with the island.
Oh, the kid. Oh, Jesus Christ. No, I didn't mean I meant Einstein. Do not compare me to Epstein.
We didn't, you did.
I said Einstein. I meant Einstein said age is just a number.
I don't think he said
didn't
that.
say that.
The point is, Mikey, we're in love and we make each other very, very happy.
We're so happy.
That's all that matters. That's what you said, Claire, right?
Feels like you're kind of using that against me now, but yeah, I guess.
You guess? You don't want your daddy to be happy?
Yeah, let's not call him daddy.
She didn't. She was referring to me as your daddy, which is mathematically correct, right, Claire?
No.
Don't worry, sister. I do not call him daddy usually.
Don't call me sister.
Why?
Because that's really fucking weird.
How? Oh, it's because I'm having sex with your
Mine
dad.
has quite the.
Yeah. That would be
Lots of sex, by the way.
Kill yourself.
And if I was your sister, that would be
not good.
so gross.
It'd be incest, is what it would be.
That's the only problem. That'd be like some deep South Alabama stuff.
Oh God, I've messed up.
Sweetheart, you did not mess up anything, sugar cake.
No, I have messed this up because you guys definitely don't want to hear about me and your daddy having sex.
Oh my God!
So please fucking stop saying it.
And stop calling him daddy.
I'm sorry, I don't even know why I'm doing it. I don't know why I'm calling him daddy. I don't do that.
Well, that's a relief.
Well, that's not exactly true, my redheaded queen. Remember the other night with the...
Dad!
What? I didn't say it!
What is this?
It was a mime, Mikey. That's not saying it.
And that was a lot tamer than what it actually was.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know we were prudes in this house.
We're not prudes, Dad. That's just gross.
It is not gross. It is beautiful.
It's more gross than it is beautiful.
Okay. I know this is a little strange, but I love your father so much. I want to spend the rest of our lives together.
What lives? He's got like 30 years at best.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with you?
Oh my
I'm just
God.
saying.
Just saying.
Even if that's true, I will love your father until he's old and gray.
Well, I believe that, because he's already old and gray.
Jesus Christ, tell me what you really feel.
We've been telling you how we feel this whole time. You're too old for her.
Oh, shut up, Mikey. You don't know shit.
Do not listen to them, honey. You are so young and spry.
No, he's not.
No, he is. And I'll give you an example.
Please don't.
This guy, your dad,
Please don't. Please don't.
doesn't need a pill to get the little guy going.
Oh, God.
It's true. This little one, her body, all the Viagra my little guy needs.
Oh no.
Dog.
Stop calling your penis little guy. Why would you even do that?
It needs to have a name, Mikey.
We just don't want to hear about your sex life, Dad.
If your father wants to call his penis a little guy, he's gonna call it a little guy.
Feels like you're stabbing my ears.
Whatever happened to wanting Daddy to be happy, Claire?
I didn't mean I wanted you to date a 25-year-old, Dad.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I made your life so miserable that you don't want me to ever have any happiness.
We just don't want to hear about your sex life.
I am your father and you are my kids, and I will share with you whatever I want to share with you, whether it's my sex life, whether it's a bug's life, but it's more likely gonna be sex life, okay? Because I'm proud. All right, I'm proud of my virility, and you should be too. And the fact that you're not supporting me, very disappointing.
What is that? You used to be a normal dude, Dad.
You know what? I think let's just reset. I think I'm new and I'm fresh and you don't know anything about me. So please ask me questions. I'm an open book.
I'll start. Are you a gold digger?
No.
A hooker?
No.
A sex worker in any way?
No.
A prostitute?
No.
Would you classify yourself as someone who has sex for money?
No.
Are you trying to take my dad's money?
No.
Are you having sex with him for his money?
No.
Is there an arrangement here that doesn't fall into any of the categories that I just said, but it basically equates to you stealing my father's money for sex?
No.
I don't believe you, but okay, you're a witness.
How did you guys meet? Fucking sugardaddy.com?
Nice one, Claire.
No, it's a real question.
We actually have a really beautiful meet
neighborhood
cute story.
I'd love to hear it.
Okay, don't tell her.
Grizzly, we need to be honest with them.
My kids don't deserve shit.
But my kids deserve full disclosure.
Hey, you're not gonna like the answer.
Why? Why won't we want to hear it, Dad?
Because we have boundaries, Claire.
Okay, so you guys can sit here and talk all about your little guy, and you can't tell us your meet cute story?
You know, Claire, you're really annoying.
Whatever.
Nerd.
Vanessa, how did you guys meet?
I'm a hospice nurse.
Damn it,
Oh
sweetie.
no.
A hospice nurse.
Mikey. I know one person who is in hospice.
Guys, I'm the hospice nurse
Oh.
that was with your mother in her final hours and helped transition her to her resting place.
Are you guys fucking kidding me right now?
Damn.
Okay, I can tell that you guys are angry, but we asked your mother and she gave us her blessing.
She couldn't talk.
It was more of a vibe.
Okay.
So knowing that, we're cool.
I'm gonna need some space for a while, Dad. Yeah, that's the worst thing I've ever heard. I'm gonna go. Yeah.
You know what? Yeah.
Okay, she was into it.
Honestly.
I think that might have gone better than I thought it would.
No, it went horribly. Couldn't have gotten more horrible, hey. Man, so we have the shittiest meet cute story ever.
I'm gonna go.
All horrible people. Which makes me want you even more. God damn, I love you. Weird, and the kind of sex that Vanessa and I are having would probably make me uncomfortable if I was my child. Which is weird.
If I was my child.
More vibe.
More vibe. That's such a good line. Oh my god. Bro, that's so good.
This is my life, though. I'm not gonna say anything else tonight, but yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Oh.
Oh, things are heating up in Iran. That looks fun. Shit's about to go down. Gonna be a hell of a time. What do you think, Cinderella?
I am worried about that, actually.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest things that I think I'm worried about at the moment.
Let's see.
I think we're going to escalate quickly and
Yeah.
probably soon.
Neighbor Rooney, I know when they did the too old to get drafted. Me too. I think most of my audience is too old to get drafted.
Based.
Yeah. I think I don't understand why we put F-22s there. What do you mean? Where? Like in the on the
Gulf
carrier?
or whatever.
Like in the Gulf? I mean, yeah, it's not like Iran is particularly capable in air-to-air combat.
Did you see what the Supreme Leader said yesterday about the biggest military in the world getting slapped?
I could become an officer.
What do you mean?
You didn't see it?
To become an
Is there,
officer.
I don't know that again, I don't know if that's the I still don't know if that's the case, Neighbor Rooney. It looks like they're trying to rebuild them.
Baby,
Huh?
can you hear me?
Yeah.
At this age, if you have a degree, you could still become an officer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Cinderella?
I was asking if you saw what the Supreme Leader was saying.
Oh, he said he slapped what, the US military?
He was saying that the U.S. warns that the U.S. military could get slapped. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I felt like, yeah, that seemed a little bit too aggressive.
Well,
It
I
seems
mean,
like he's
you
definitely
know,
going to
they
incite
also
a
like to
reaction.
post obviously AI videos of F-35s that are the size of a mountain that they shot down, apparently. Or AI pictures. I mean, Iran's regime is some of the bullshittiest you're ever gonna see. If shit gets really bad, like World War II, they could def go all the way up to 64, though, to be fair. I mean, do you really want 64-year-old? So this
Oh,
is
you
a
said
different one, Neighboruni. This is not one of the sites that they bombed. There's precedent? Yeah, I don't think they would, though. Not that far. Yeah, so Isfahan entrance is totally sealed off. So they're not using that anymore. Natanz. World War II men age 6 to register, primarily 1845 drafted. Oh, okay. Roof construction at Natanz. Okay. Damaged anti-drone cage and an enrichment plant. Says the roof was added to block the view of anyone trying to observe what Iran was doing beneath. Professor Sina Asodi, director of the Middle East Studies Program at George Washington University in the U.S., says Iran is operating under the assumption that the attacks are going to happen and they need to protect the facilities as much as they can. The Iranian nuclear program hasn't been destroyed. Clearly, once you have the knowledge and capacity and technology to reconstruct the program, you can always rebuild everything. Rafael Grossi, the head of the global nuclear watchdog, the International Atomic Energy Agency, told the BBC a new nuclear deal between Iran and the U.S. was possible and was urgently needed. Iran is talking too much shit. We won't settle for just strikes on nuclear facilities. Yeah. Not with Trump in charge. You know, he just doesn't like when people talk shit. My sense, talking to all those involved, is that we have a window of opportunity, but windows of opportunity have a tendency to shut themselves quite abruptly and briskly. So I think we need to seize the moment, he said in an interview at the Munich Security Conference. He also said he believed Iran's estimated 400 kilograms of highly enriched uranium, which is a short technical step away from weapons grade, remained in the underground tunnels and chambers where the U.S. dropped bunker-busting bombs last June. We needed to seize the moment a month ago. Well, I mean, it looks like they're about to do it now, but this time it's going to be like a full-on thing. And they're prepared to strike Iran as early as this weekend, on Trump's word. Marco Rubio's going to Israel on the 28th. I'm not going to set deadlines on behalf of the President of the United States, Levitt said. That's because you're just a mouthpiece. I'm not getting excited. I'm just saying that's what the situation is. I wouldn't expect much. Well, if they just swooped in and took out and kidnapped fucking the Ayatollah, I mean, 25% for a strike in the next 10 days. So it feels like it should be this weekend. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. The Winter Olympics conclude on Sunday. Some European officials said they believe no strike would occur before then. Meanwhile, Ramadan began Wednesday. Some officials from U.S. allies in the Middle East, which are lobbied against an attack, fearing regional destabilization, said an attack during the Muslim holy month would convey American disrespect. Trump is delivering his annual State of the Union address on Tuesday. Aides have said it was likely to act as a kickoff for Trump's midterm year message on domestic issues. It wasn't clear whether the president was taking any of those events into account as he weighs his options. Talking about something in mid-March, but that's way too far out. Yeah, I don't know. Super fucking hard to say at this point. We'll bomb some military bases and maybe government buildings. They'll try to bomb our regional back, and that'll be it. We'll declare mission accomplished. The regime will remain intact. Yeah. That's the most likely outcome. U.S. withdrawing forces here. Oh, we think Trump would want to strike before his State of the Union. He's the type to brag. True. Says guiding principles agreed with U.S. at nuclear talks. Okay. Iran security official appears to fire on crowd at cemetery. Oh, fuck off. Fuck off. Let's see. Neighbor Rooney, do the thing. Do the thing. Okay. Oh, I just a quick statistic that I found fascinating. It's obviously true because I'm saying it up here. Jesus Christ. Mark Kelly said he'll seriously consider running for president in 2020 as he balanced the Trump administration and video which urged military personnel to refuse illegal orders. The Arizona senator was accused of seditious behavior by Donald Trump over the November clip. Said he and his wife Gabrielle Gifford received many death threats after the president's comments. Get them on a weekly basis now, he told BBC Newsnight. We had to get security to protect us 24 hours a day. Asked if he was considering a White House run, the retired Navy captain said he was considering it because we're in some seriously challenging times. 61-year-old who's a former astronaut. He was very different from most senators and one of the very few engineers. I'm the only person with a graduate degree in engineering in the United States Senate. I've got combat experience. It's kind of rare. I spent 25 years in the military, he said. Yet it's a serious decision. Just haven't made it yet. Kelly, 61. 5 other lawmakers who had all either served in the military or had roles in intelligence have been targeted by the government after they published a 90-second video encouraging troops to disobey orders they deemed illegal. It was released at the time of rising questions of the legality regarding American strikes on alleged narco-trafficking boats off the coast of South America. Pentagon has since tried in vain to demote his military rank, and a grand jury have declined to charge him with seditious conspiracy, which grand juries never decline indictments. Kelly said he expected Trump to continue his legal action against him. He added, "He's not going to end by me going away. I'm going to continue to fight this thing even if it goes all the way to the Supreme Court." Critics of the Trump administration have called the government's crackdown on the 6 lawmakers an attack on free speech and said it was another instance of the president seeking to punish those he perceives as political enemies. Kelly said the death threats he received were also aimed at his wife, Gabrielle Giffords, who was nearly assassinated as a member of Congress in 2011 when she was shot in the head. Donald Trump is so reckless about what he says. There are folks out here that react to what he said, and people listen to him. BBC has contacted the White House for comment. Among the other Democrats considering a presidential run are Kamala Harris, who lost to Trump in 2024, and California Governor Gavin Newsom. In a BBC interview in October, Harris said she would possibly be president one day. She was confident there would be a woman in the White House in the future. Despite the 22nd Amendment of the U.S. Constitution barring presidents from seeking a third term, Trump has not ruled out such possibility. However, he has also suggested Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio as potential successors, calling them unstoppable. J.D. Vance is way more stoppable than Marco Rubio. I'll tell you that right now. Crowds of mourners appear to have been fired on by a security official at a cemetery in Iran. Incident happened in Abdanan in West Iran on Tuesday as people gathered to commemorate those killed during the government's brutal crackdown on protesters last month. Iranians usually hold commemoration ceremonies on the 40th day after someone dies. The events have been held in several cities across the country to mourn the thousands killed during the deadliest nights of protests on 8th and 9th of January. Verified video also shows people shouting anti-government chants at events in Tehran, Mashhad, and Abdanan on Tuesdays. Crowds gathered at cemeteries and in the streets for commemorations. State-organized ceremonies were broadcast on TV and attended by senior government and military officials, where people were led by organizers to chant, "Death to America." Armored vehicle and crowd in Abdanan, Iran. Armed person fires first shot. Armed person fires second shot. Verified footage of people chanting, "Death to Khamenei." Love hearing that. An armored vehicle is then seen driving past the crowd of mourners as an apparent security official opens fire. People are heard screaming and seen fleeing the area as 2 gunshots ring out. A person who appears to be in uniform is seen pointing the gun away from the camera. The first shot is fired before pointing the gun towards the crowd. When a second shot can be heard, a puff of smoke near the gun is visible after each shot. Another verified video from the cemetery shows smoke in the distance. People run away from the scene. Several gunshots can be heard. State-run IRIB News claimed that the event was peaceful and reports of people injured or killed were not true. A billboard in the background of one of the videos shows a picture of Alireza Saidi, teenager from Abdanan, who was understood to have been killed during the protests in Tehran last month, appears to be one of those commemorated during the ceremony. Weeks of anti-government protests started in late December, which began over the economy but rapidly escalated, peaked on 8th and 9th of January after Reza Pahlavi, exiled son of the late Shah, called for nationwide protests to take place. Thousands of people killed, one of the deadliest government crackdowns in recent years. BBC Verify previously reported that it had spread to more than 68 towns and cities across the country. Number of people killed during the protests is not fully known, but U.S.-based human rights activist news agency has confirmed the deaths of 7,015 people and the arrests of more than 53,000. Jesus, dude. That was higher than I thought it had gotten to. That's crazy. Khamenei last month acknowledged that thousands have been killed during the protests, blamed the U.S. for the deaths. Fuck off. What's up?
Oh, I'm not muted. My bad.
No worries, buddy. This is some stupid shit. Trump Organization trademark raises suspicions that family could profit from Florida airport name change. That's right. He's already starting to change airports and shit to his name. Are we surprised? No, not at all. There's a worry that they're trademarking shit, so his family's going to profit off of stuff sold there. It's just more of the same fucking stupid ass Trump shit. Not surprising in the least. Board of Peace launched. President Trump convenes the inaugural meeting of his Board of Peace on Thursday. He's expected to run it like one of his cabinet meetings. Great. Instead of his cabinet officials, however, he will be joined by representatives from countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Hungary, and even Belarus, which is a member. But how's the Dow? You're right. I'm sorry. Oh no, it still hasn't gotten back up over 50,000. Oh no. Yikes. It's like she cursed it. Uh, 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 uh. Belarus was a member of the board despite being under U.S. and European sanctions for supporting Russia's war against Ukraine. However, several key allies are still staying away from the membership. Hang on. In addition to Trump, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Mike Waltz, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, former British Prime Minister Tony Blair sits on the Executive Committee for the board, and High Representative Nikolai Mladenov, who serves as the key link between the board and the Palestinian Technocratic Committee, are all expected to speak, along with other attendees, according to a senior U.S. official. Two sources familiar with the matter said the countries attending the meeting as members were told they'll have 2 minutes each to speak. But another source said Wednesday that allotment was now expected to be 90 seconds. According to the U.S. official, Trump may ask specific countries for updates or opinions. Expected to be updates on issues of security, humanitarian efforts to the Palestinian Technocratic Committee meant to run Gaza, senior U.S. official said. Trump has previewed big announcements for the meeting, including billions of dollars to support reconstruction of Gaza and the personnel for the stabilization force there. There are lingering questions about the broad mission of the Board of Peace, effectiveness, and broader future of Gaza. There's some concern in the international community that Trump has established the body as a counterweight to the United Nations, of which he's been a sharp critic. In remarks on Monday, Trump confirmed that he thinks the board is going to go far beyond Gaza, but said we're working in conjunction with the United Nations. I mean, like, yeah, it's Iran, more Iran stuff, fucking Nobel Peace Prize. All right, fuck it. We'll see how it goes. I'm more interested in seeing how it goes than speculating. All right, I'm feeling a little tired and obviously sort of out of my usual state here, so I'm going to do my dailies now. Probably end early for tonight. I'm going to be traveling Friday, so I won't be on then. But I might do a Saturday stream if you guys are down for Saturday to make up for not streaming on Friday. What do you guys think? Weight, bantamweight, heavyweight. Cool. Huh. Sour cream, topical cream, shaving cream. Heavy cream. There we go. Curl, crimp, cheese, feather. Nice. Free range. Rad, wicked, bad fly. Retro slang for cool. Chicken descriptions. Bantam is a chicken description? I didn't fucking know that. All right. Uh, huh. Hmm. These are all state flags. Feeding our neighbors, nourishing our souls.
Nourishing.
IRUSA.org. Islamic. Annual USDA Iftar celebration. This looks like like a DC function, right?
Ooh. Hmm. Seems right. Let's see. Maybe the flags.
The flags are all state flags.
The lower one over here.
Oh,
Right.
that's
What's that?
the American flag.
Fence.
No, no. I mean, I'm assuming DC. Who knows? I don't know. We'll guess somewhere around here. And then let's look at these phones. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah, it's older.
Okay, these are a little older. They're not super older.
2013. It's about right.
2017. 2016. Hey! And it was Washington.
Wow.
Awesome. Okay, next one.
That was really good.
What's this? Everybody's Budapest. So I'm assuming this is Budapest, right?
Good guess.
$42,686. 686. All right, okay. All right. Shit. Just finished. Good work, bud.
With that big thing in the background.
Yeah, I'm looking for the motherfucker. It's gotta be some kind of big street that runs perpendicular. Mm-mm. What did you get for that first one? Where did you think it was? Fucked with the year. Thought I was Biden admin. Gotcha. Yeah, I the thing that gave it away for me was the phones that people had. Is that you? Is that you vibrating? Yeah, it is.
Oh. Mm. Me phone? It's over there.
Okay. Well, I think it's somewhere in Budapest. Because of the little signs they got that they're wearing.
I think it was on the south side.
I don't think so. It seems like it's
You are the professional. Ooh, that looks right.
someone saying something to me. No. I don't think so, baby. I don't think it's that one. It could be, but I don't know. I'm just gonna guess. Unless there's another clue here. Shows. We get somewhere around downtown. Looks like there's a lot of historic buildings around here, so maybe I'll just do it here. Okay. And then the year looks like the 80s. '86.
Damn. Wow. You were super close. Those dogs.
Oh no. These fucking ones always get me.
Yeah. The hats. Street dogs. Language.
Constantinople. Perfect. So it's Istanbul.
That's what I was guessing. With the dogs. And the
That was
hats.
going to be my guess too, because every time it's this old one and I see the fezzes and I think Morocco, it's always fucking Istanbul.
By water.
Which fucking port is it?
Big boats. A long time ago.
I'm gonna guess around here. And then we're gonna say like $1910. Nice. Oh shit.
You are a lucky one.
$70. DF.
Damn.
So 1970. El DF, el Distrito Federal de México. This looks like it might be El Zócalo. Hang on, neighbor, give me 1 second. Let me just finish this up. Oh, close. Sono paisano. Ok, feliz año nuevo chino. Madrid.
Nice.
Perfecto. 29 de enero. 16 de febrero. ¿Pero de qué año, tarado de mierda? ¿De qué año, tonto?
Baby.
Oh, what's up, Roel?
Walking time.
Ay, 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 ay. Ok, es Madrid, ¿no? Sí. ¿Qué parte? Ni idea. Ni idea. I don't know. Fucking. I don't know. Maybe around here. Who knows? And then it's gonna be like. What are we looking at? Okay, I do see smartphones. Okay. Everybody with a smartphone, so it's not that old. Let's try like 2016. 25. Okay, that was my worst score of the day. Oh, hey, thank you, buddy. Oh, yeah, I should have probably guessed a little more modern by the fact that literally everybody had a smartphone that they were taking pictures with, but still pretty good. Pretty good. Thanks, bud. Thank you. That was one of my best scores, I think, all time. Yesterday was a Chinese New Year. Oh yeah. Classic. This always plays in my head. If I'm gonna play this, I gotta say fuck off YouTube.